This podcast is for you, the modern man. I'm Dr. Ann Trung, your host. I'm an intimate health medical doctor and best-selling author of the book, Erectile Dysfunction Fix. I'll do a deep dive into sexual health and performance and how it affects men of all ages and backgrounds. So let's get started, and be sure to visit my website at sexualhealthformenpodcast.com for more information and resources from the show. See you on the inside. Hello, it's Dr. Ann.
Hi, this is Bao, her husband, and welcome back to our, is it third episode?
This must be our third recording here, and we're glad to be here again. We're getting better and better every time. It only took us about 10 minutes to prepare this time. We know where all the knobs are, so we're getting better. I'm so proud of us this time. And today, we're going to talk about something that my husband knows very well about, and something that's very passionate about is hormone replacement therapy, particularly testosterone, bioidentical testosterone hormone replacement therapy. And it is something that is important, I think, for men and for women. And I want to tell you our story and our journey.
I can tell you that when it comes to hormone replacement therapy, what started me on my journey with my darling wife, Dr. Ann, here is that the kids, including her, were saying that I'm always in a bad mood. And you don't realize that you're in a bad mood until someone actually tells you, especially your loved ones. And that's important, where you really need to change that. And, most importantly, at that time, I was not sleeping well. I had muscle loss in the mass. My libido, which is very important, I was not able to keep up with my darling wife here, Dr. Ann, and she pointed that out. And then, I had no energy. I had a lack of concentration, some hair loss. And so, she said, well, darling, you need some help. And that's when she told me about the BHRT. And I highly recommend it. Something that you all out there need to explore.
Well, BHRT stands for bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. And one thing that is of note is that a lot of men don't realize that your testosterone levels start to drop after the age of 35, 1% every year, actually including women. Women actually have more higher testosterone than any other hormones in their body. Women testosterone level is 1/100 of a man level. And particularly in a man, and Bao used to be not, he still is now, but when he was younger, a very virile man, and very active. So when he said he's not in the mood, he has a headache, he's tired, that's definitely not him at all. And then compounded by the fact that stress, not get enough sleep, not eating well, not exercising, and running your own business, all of that actually accelerate the loss of testosterone. Because normally, every man and every woman actually will lose testosterone after the age of 35. And some men, it even faster than that, even before the age of 35. And with aging alone is 1%, but with other factors such as stress, toxic lifestyle factor, it could be more accelerated. And what I did was, with Bao, sensing that, at that time, he was about 45 or so. He's right now 55. And so we did blood work. And his testosterone level was not super low, but it was lower than what it usually is. But apparently he was symptomatic, meaning he was showing symptoms of low testosterone. For a man, it usually appears as low libido.
Yeah, but let me interrupt for a second there. My main motivation also was that I started developing man boobs. and a gut, which is something that I've been active all my life as an athlete. But I guess when you reach a certain age, you start to show that. So I was becoming not necessarily a woman, right? But I was showing some of the physicality of,
Yeah.
becoming a woman. And I didn't want that. And I knew that I had to do something about it.
Well, another thing too, when a man started developing man boob and um, um, a belly in the gut, is that the fat that he has in his body actually will pull away the testosterone in his system. So it steals away your overall testosterone. You end up getting less testosterone. The more belly fat, it's actually a sign that you will have less testosterone. So the way to actually increase your own innate testosterone is to lose some of that belly fat. And believe it or not, testosterone comes from cholesterol. Cholesterol make testosterone, and I have to admit, testosterone is the father of estrogen. So
Mm.
testosterone is up here, cholesterol is up here, testosterone here, and estrogen is the metabolite. It's one of the product of testosterone. So that's why for a man, that it becomes estrogen through an enzyme called aromatase, and aromatase is the enzyme that lives in the fat,
Oh, okay.
and the fat convert the testosterone to estrogen, and that's why women have more estrogen, because women have more body fat, so that way allows them to have babies at that point. So for women, actually, they lose their testosterone too, and one of the signs of testosterone loss in women that they will see right away is hair loss, and then libido and weight gain and hot flashes and night sweat. So it's not only just estrogen, is testosterone that can cause that too.
Now, wouldn't you say that I'm a different person now, being on this for how many years now?
Since like
These,
about 10 years
yeah.
now,
Hmm.
and
I love it. It works really
so
well.
what do you notice since you've been on the testosterone pellet?
I sleep better, and then most importantly, the libido. Oh my God, that helps. To me, that's life.
Too
Uh,
much.
when you created a monster, all right. So it's all her fault. But the libido, I sleep better, better concentration. Again, just the benefit of being on the testosterone really helps a lot in all facet of my life, really. And
Well, what is it about it that you notice right away?
well, I sleep better. I don't wake up in the middle of the night like 3 or 4 times. And again, the libido is definitely something that occurred very quickly. And most importantly, the family life. I'm not being a total butthead to the family. I'm actually, a nice person now to deal with. I'm happier. So family for me was most important thing.
Well, it's almost like andropause, right? Like women with menopause is andropause, and men do undergo that as well. And the reason why I asked about the replacement is that both he and I have testosterone pellet, and you can get testosterone in as an injection or as a cream, topical, or as the pellet. And the most widely used is actually injection. You cannot take testosterone orally because it doesn't become bioavailable, or it just doesn't work. So you have to get it as an injection or on the skin. But on the skin, the absorption too variable. You don't know how much you're getting, and then it can also be transferred to your partner as well, or onto your clothes. The injection, usually it should be done really twice a week for injection of testosterone. And instead of once a week, I see some of my patients used to get it for like once every 2 weeks. That's not enough, because testosterone a half-life or duration of treatment is about 72 hours. So it goes away after 3 days. So you're going to feel good within the first 24 to 48 hours, and then you're going to feel bad after 72 hours. And then you get it only once a week. you spend 3 days not feeling good at all, and then when you get your injection, you feel good again. So I recommend, if you're going to do injection, do it twice a week, and make sure that you follow your levels by blood work accordingly. Now, injection tend to have more side effects, a conversion to testosterone to estrogen, and also conversion of testosterone to another hormone called dihydrotestosterone, or DHT, which can cause further hair loss as well. However, you can actually control all that conversion through a diet and exercise. That will actually minimize that as well. However, the best form of getting testosterone that is in the most bioidentical, or the most natural way that your body recognizes as testosterone, is through pellet, which is like the size of a Tic Tac, and I insert that under the skin on the buttock area.
I wish I could show it to you guys where she implants it in my butt, but that would be another show. Maybe not be appropriate to show you my butt.
Yeah, well, I insert on him. So you insert that on every 4 months, and I have it to myself, and my good friend Shelly, the one that puts it on for me, and for women it's about every 3 months. So you insert the little pellets about the size of a Tic Tac. For men, usually they get about 800 to about 1,800 milligrams at a time, and for a woman it's about 80 milligrams
But
to about 130 milligrams.
Tell them the process, because it's not surgical. It's a little hole that you make, and you insert the pellets, right? I mean, I can't see because I'm laying on my stomach.
Yeah.
And essentially, you put a Band-Aid over it, and you walk out, right?
Right. It's inside. I cut a little hole, and in fact, I don't even cut it. I use a little needle to make a little hole, and I insert in the little Tic Tac, the pellets, and it stays underneath the skin and the fat of your fat in the butt. And what it does is that it releases hormone every day in a physiological or a concentration that your body needs every day for 4 months. And
for men.
For men, and for 3 months for women, and then after 4 months you get a refill, or I put in more pellets on the other side of the butt, so that way I refill the tank again, so that way you don't go down to zero. Think of it as filling up the gas tank before it gets too empty, because after 4 months the pellets concentration is about 50% of the way it was when we first placed it in. And I follow up with blood work to see if the man has appropriate levels. What I find is that the leaner the man is, or less body fat with more muscle mass, he actually uses less testosterone and less side effect than a man that is less lean but has more body fat. Because when a man has more body fat, he do tend to convert through estrogen. And what I find that if I tell my patient, hey, just decrease the carb, decrease the red meat, and exercise, have good sleep, Lord and behold, they utilize their testosterone level better. I don't have to increase the pellet concentration at all.
I'm just curious, what's been the feedback from the spouses? The wives.
Yeah. Well,
or the husbands.
Well, the first thing that a man notices after getting a testosterone replacement therapy is that on the 5th day after the first initial placement, is that he'll wake up with a morning erection.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
A nighttime erection.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, and when he wakes up with an erection, then his libido is going to be off the wall. He's going to feel like he's back in his early 30s again. And going to be, active again. And oftentimes, when I see a man with mild ED that is in his 50s, and he, oftentimes I do blood work, and it's really low testosterone and stress that is contributing to his underperformance in the bedroom, and this can be easily corrected. Now, some people said, well, if you take extra, if the doctor gives you testosterone, you're not making any of your own. Well, you're not making any of your own anyway. Mother Nature doesn't want you to make any more after 35, and your level is decreasing every year. So how can you make more? Even if you put more muscle mass on and have less fat, you're not going to make as much as you were when you were in your 20s. So either way, getting additional testosterone, it's also helpful, but it's good that you continue with maintaining your weight with good diet and exercise and stress management, so that way you have less conversion of that.
So by being on BHRT, I mean, what's been the age that you recommend or you've seen in your patients from? Because some start young too, right?
Yeah. Some start young because testosterone is made in the testicle and also a little bit in the adrenals, the gland on top of the kidney. So depending on somebody's lifestyle and the functioning of their glands, it can start as young as in the 30s, but it can go all the way up to a man in his 70s as well. Because if you're starting to have these symptoms, and of mainly what you're going to notice is low libido, fatigue, loss of muscle mass, more body fat, and loss and lack of sleep. Then those are some of the symptoms there, and of course that describes a lot of men that are stressed, that are busy working, that are taking care of their family. And if you're over 35, think about getting your testosterone measured. It can be easily done with blood work. It's just getting a blood work. Ask your primary care doctor to get a blood work for a total testosterone and a free testosterone, and get a blood work for SHBG, which is sex hormone binding globulin, because that's what binds the testosterone in the blood, so that way it can take away the active testosterone as well. And you want to make sure that you look at the estrogen level and look at your total red blood cells level as well.
So you really have to find a provider that knows all this, right?
Right,
That's
right.
important.
Absolutely. Find a provider that knows how to do hormone replacement therapy and is able to measure your blood work accordingly, and be able to monitor and interpret the lab results. And if you are getting pellets, you should get it every 4 months instead of 6 months, because I've seen some patient getting it 6 months. But by 6 months, you got nothing left in the tank. I'd rather you refill up your tank when you're 50% less full than you are at empty, so that way you don't have the peaks and the trough of having no testosterone at all.
I mean, I love the pellets because when you did it on me, I don't have to worry about injection, twice a week or cream, etc. And the pellets just slowly releases what I need for 4 months. I don't have to worry about it.
Well, you
I can
implant it
travel,
in, you forget about it.
go on vacation. You don't have to worry about it. So
You
works
implant
really
it in,
well.
and you don't have to worry about bringing needles with you, bringing the bottle with you, because the bottle is glass. You can break it. And then now with TSA check-in and all that, all that hassle. With the pellet, you place it in. 4 months later, you get another reinsert, and you don't have to worry about it at all. I love it. As for a woman, I get it every 3 months. You insert it in, you forget about it. And for women, interestingly, the testosterone will become estrogen. So when you get the testosterone, you don't need the estrogen patch. Now, some women need additional estrogen patch. But for myself, I don't need it as much. and I do have a uterus, so I sometimes will take progesterone that will help me with sleep. But in some of my female patients, I don't need to give them estrogen or progesterone. They do just fine with just testosterone alone. And I have a patient that is 65, and she and her husband have a terrific relationship, and she said that the testosterone helped her be in the game with her husband, and she wants to be frisky with him because he's frisky with her, and the both of them are my patient are on testosterone pellet at this
Well,
time.
it's relationship.
Right,
It's about
absolutely.
relationship. I mean, for us, right? I mean,
right.
it worked really well. So
Right, right. It really do bring two people together. Not only you have that emotional connection, but also the physical connection, and now the hormonal connection as well. Well, I hope you find that helpful, and we'll see you at the next episode. See you next time.
thank
Goodbye
you.
now.
Goodbye. Thank you for joining us.